Let me tell you a story about my grandma. When my grandma was 65 years old, she learned how to use a tablet for the very first time. She had lots of questions, and it took her a long time to learn how to send an email, use social media, and listen to music on her tablet. In the end, I was very patient with my grandma. I answered her questions, and now she can use a tablet better than me. We young people use cool technology like smartphones and tablets every day. But sometimes older adults don't do this because maybe they are afraid or they don't know how to start using new technology. We are in a good position to help our family because we can answer these questions about new technology. Today, you're going to imagine that you get a letter from your grandma where she asks you some questions about new technology. And then we're going to talk about how to answer these questions in the form of an informal letter. The first thing we have to do is read the letter that Grandma sent to us. And then we have to identify the questions that she is asking. Stop the video for a moment and see if you can identify the 4 questions that Grandma has asked. The first question is, do you know anything more about laptops? The next question is, what can I do on a laptop? After that, it's, what's the best thing about laptops? And finally, have you bought any new technology recently? These are the 4 questions that your grandma is asking you. And when we write a letter to her, we have to answer these questions. Now, we're going to talk about how to write your letter to Grandma. When we start this letter, we should say hello to the person we are writing to. So we can say, "Hi, Grandma." Another option is to say, "Dear Grandma." This part of the letter is called the greeting. In the next part, we write something to show that we are interested in Grandma's life. A good example of an opening sentence like this is, "How are you?" We can also ask Grandma, "What's new?" We can also make a general but positive comment about Grandma's life, and we can say, "Hope you're well." We can also say thank you to Grandma for writing to us. We can say, "Thanks for your letter." Or we could also say, "Nice to hear from you." In the next part of the letter, we have to answer Grandma's questions. You should do this in a creative way that also gives Grandma the information that she wants. This part of the letter is called the body. Here, I answered Grandma's first 2 questions with some details to make my sentences more interesting. To answer the first question, I said, "Yes, I know a lot of things because Mom has a laptop." For the second question, I answered with some things that you can do on a laptop, like send an email, listen to music. Of course, these are just examples because I can't write all of the letter for you. Now you have to brainstorm a little bit and think of how you would answer this question if you were really writing a letter to your grandma. After we have finished answering all the questions, we need to say goodbye to our grandma. This part of the letter is called the closing. One way of saying goodbye is love followed by your name. In my case, I put love Grayson because my name is Grayson and I am writing this letter to my grandma. Other expressions you can use to close your letter are all the best, see you soon, and take care. Now you're ready to complete exercise 15 and write your letter to Grandma. Think about the tips that I have given you about how to write a good letter. Remember, your letter should be about 100 words. So when you finish writing the letter, you should count the words to make sure that you have enough words. Enjoy writing this letter, and good luck.